Hello everyone. So in this video, I want to talk about newsletters. Now on my channel, I normally talk about owning your own data. I talk about setting up your own website. I also talk about setting up your own online community. And I think these days, and especially what all is happening with Twitter, I'm sure you must have realized that you cannot really rely solely on these online social networking, social media platforms for, of course, entertainment or maybe for seeking information or basically promoting yourself. And because the kind of work I do, I have been doing my own thing for many years, and I do rely on online promotion. But most of my work, most of my online promotion is organic. So I do, of course, have my own websites where I either blog or I share something. And of course, I have this YouTube channel. Unfortunately, replacing YouTube is very difficult because the videos are heavy. But what I do, I sync all my videos on Odyssey, which is a bit assuring that yes, my videos are also going somewhere else apart from just YouTube. But I want to talk about the most important part, which I never really focused on. I should actually focus on it a bit more, and that is newsletters. Now, having a newsletter is very important because when you have a newsletter, you basically have a way to contact your potential customers, your subscribers directly, and there is no replacement of having a proper newsletter. I do have a newsletter, by the way, although I don't really send emails to my subscribers or people who follow my newsletter, but I'm of course trying to take it to the next level, and I think you should also do the same thing. Just to give you some background and from where I'm coming from, I'm sure you know about Orkut, or some of you know about Orkut. When Orkut was popular in early 2000s, I used to maintain a community of college students. So in Delhi, there is a university called GGSIPU, Guru Gobind Singh University, and I used to maintain that community on Orkut. And Orkut, while it was still running, I wanted to do more, so I of course set up and launched my own website. And that website on was actually built initially on PHP. Then I rebuilt it on Drupal. So when you have your own website, you in a way have contact details of your users because you will be asking them to sign up. But when you talk about a proper website, you actually need uh, an opt-in from your users, because you can't really send an email to anyone without their approval. So I think what you should do if you want to get started and if you want to build your own community, your own group of people who follow your content, or maybe who can potentially be your customers. So you can of course set up a simple website, and I think these days in 2023 you can set up a website very easily. Of course, if you need professional help, you can get it done from someone else, but you can always set up a simple HTML website, or you can set up a WordPress website. If you want to do more, you can of course set up a Drupal website, but there are plenty of options in 2023. uh, when you have a website, you should also then start thinking about building your own newsletter, and you can do that with the help of MailChimp. And there are similar services that you can use. My newsletter was actually on my website for many years on Drupal, and in Drupal there are various modules to maintain your own newsletter. But when it comes to emails, it is extremely difficult to avoid spams and making sure your emails are not marked as spams. So my recommendation would be to, whenever it comes to emails, just rely on or just use these services like MailChimp. And I don't really believe in free options. Even if you're using MailChimp or any other similar services, uh, I'm sure soon you will reach a point where you will cross that threshold. So always go for the paid option, because when you have a paid option, you can expect support. But having just a newsletter in the beginning along with a simple website is something that you should do for sure. Uh, Apart from having a simple website, of course, try if you can have a blog, and try if you can have a YouTube channel, so that you can share your content, you can communicate with your potential customers or potential subscribers. Maybe you want to create a course, maybe you want to sell something, maybe you have a service to provide. And this, of course, many people do these days. And I think in 2023, and especially after COVID, many people have realized that they don't really need to do a full-time job to earn money. Even if you have I think having a few customers, like good customers, people who can, organizations who can pay you some money for your time, for your service, I think that is actually very important, and you can do that directly. So my recommendation would be to build your own network, your own community, and there is no limit on what all you can do, but having just a simple newsletter is probably the best, simple and quickest thing that you can do. Talking about next steps, what you can do, you can always think about uh, setting up some kind of a service desk. For example, I do have a service desk. If you go to my website ravisagar.in, or if you go to sparksys.com, my company website, you can actually connect with me. You can actually raise a ticket for me, and that is actually ideal because I can then work on that ticket. And when you have a way for your customers to reach out to you, then of course you can communicate with them. But there is no alternative. There is nothing better than having a newsletter, because when you have a newsletter, your customers can always reply to you on your email, and that is what you need. And it is of course simple, because if I have to send an update to my followers, of course I can create a video on YouTube, and I can also use the community tab, which you should use. Use YouTube, use Twitter, use Threads, for example, use LinkedIn, and whatever social networking site you're using. But always use these networking sites, social media sites, as a place where you can syndicate. So, for example, if you follow me on LinkedIn, I hardly post directly on LinkedIn. I normally post something on my website, and then I share the link to LinkedIn. And I think that is really a good approach, because even if LinkedIn is paid in future, you never really know it will happen. I mean, like Twitter. Twitter is not really paid, but Twitter recently stopped their because I used to also use like APIs of Twitter to post to Twitter, which I can't do because it is too expensive. But if you have something on your own website, your own data that you control, then you're in a way secure. But also focus from day one building on your network, and I think that is really extremely important. And it doesn't really matter if you're working, if you're not working, but if you want to do something online, if you have your own network, then whenever you are ready with your service, whenever you're ready with your product. For example, I of course provide Atlassian consultation services, but I do have books. I also have video courses that I want to sell, and I can always reach out to my customers directly, and they can also reach out to me directly. So this is something that I thought I'll probably share with all of you, because I have been doing it I've been doing it for more than 20 years, and I think there is no alternative to a simple, plain old, good old newsletter. All right, that is it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed watching this video and you learned something new today. Thank you very much. Bye bye.